Hello everyone. Welcome back to the lecture series on British history and the history of England. Today our topic is monastic orders of the Middle Ages. Monastic orders of the Middle Ages. Christian monasticism is the devotional practice of individuals who live ascetic lives that are dedicated to Christian worship. Christian monasticism is the devotional practice of individuals who live ascetic lives that are dedicated to Christian worship. Monasticism became quite popular in the Middle Ages, the religion being the most important force in Europe. Monasticism became quite popular in the Middle Ages, with religion being the most important force in Europe. Monks and nuns were to live isolated from the world to become closer to God. Monks and nuns were to live isolated from the world to become closer to God. Monks provided service to the church by copying manuscripts, creating art, educating people, and working as missionaries. Monks provided service to the church by copying manuscripts, creating art, educating people, and working as missionaries. Convents were especially appealing to women. Convents were especially appealing to women. It was the only place they would receive any sort of education or power. Convent was the only place they would receive any sort of education or power. It also let them escape unwanted marriages. It also let them escape unwanted marriages. Now let's analyze the different monastic orders. The different monastic orders differed mainly in the details of the religious observation and how strictly they applied those rules. The different monastic orders differed mainly in the details of the religious observation and how strictly they applied those rules. The major orders that established monastic settlements in Britain were the Benedictines, the Cistercians, Cluniacs, Augustinians, Premonstratensians, and the Carthusians. The major orders that established monastic settlements in Britain were the Benedictines, Cistercians, Cluniacs, Augustinians, Premonstratensians, and the Carthusians. First one, the Benedictines. The Benedictines were founded by Benedict of Nursia. He is called the father of Western monasticism. The Benedictines were founded by Benedict of Nursia, and the Benedict of Nursia is called the father of Western monasticism. Now the second one, that was the Cistercian movement. The keynote of the Cistercian life was rejecting the developments of the Benedictine rules. The most striking feature in the reform was the return to manual labor and especially to field work. The Cistercian movement. The keynote of Cistercian life was rejecting the developments of the Benedictine rules. And the most striking feature in the reform was the return to manual labor and especially to field work. Now the third one, the Cluniacs. Cluniac was a reformed component within the Benedictines. This order was centered around the monastery of Cluny in France. Cluniacs was a reformed component within the Benedictines. This order was centered around the monastery of Cluny in France. Now the fourth one, the Augustinians. They are commonly known as the Austin Friars in England. The Augustinians are commonly known as the Austin Friars in England. Now the fifth one, the Premonstrations. The Premonstrations order was founded by Saint Norbert of Xanten. The Premonstrations order was founded by Saint Norbert of Xanten. Now the sixth one, that was the Carthusian. Carthusian was an order founded in Germany. They lived in their own self. Carthusian was an order founded in Germany. They lived in their own self. So remember once more, 6 main monastic orders: Benedictines, Cistercians, Cluniacs, Augustinians, Premonstrations, and the Carthusians. So that's all for today. In the next class, we will meet again with some other topics.